I hope you're doing well today. Appreciate you joining me. We are going to be looking at Jesus being the shepherd today. Our hymn is Jesus the Loving Shepherd.
Jesus the loving shepherd calleth thee now to come into the fold of safety where there is rest and room. Come in the strength of manhood, come in the morn of youth, into the fold of safety, into the way of truth. Lovingly, tenderly calling is he, wanderer, wanderer, come unto me. Patiently waiting there standing I see, Jesus my shepherd divine.
Let's look at our passage. We're actually backing up to the account. Yesterday we looked at when Jesus was baptized. But we're going to back up and we're going to look at the Lord's purpose, if you will. This is Matthew chapter 2, verse 4, just so you see when this is. And when he, that would be Herod the king, verse 3, had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. And so we have the Lord's purpose, coming to shepherd his people. I was just thinking about that picture of the Lord being a shepherd. And of course, if you may immediately, I go to Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. And I think about some of the imagery that is used there. For example, thy rod and thy staff. And that was the first point I wanted to make. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. It's a picture of discipline. You have a shepherd who has the shepherd's hook to keep sheep from getting away. And then you have a rod to instill discipline in the sheep. And that we are not to be goats. Of course, at Judgment Day, the Lord separates the sheep from the goats. Goats will eat anything. Goats aren't real big on discipline. But the Lord's sheep, they are the ones who take the rod and the staff. The second point I want to make is that you have this picture, and again, the 23rd Psalm. You make me to lie down in green pastures. There's a book, actually, I have right behind me that talks about, it's looking at Psalm 23 from a shepherd's perspective by, I believe he's an Australian shepherd, if I remember correctly. And he talks about how sheep, when they are not feeling safe, that they will not eat and they will not rest. And so the good shepherd who gives his life for the sheep, who is not a hireling, who does not flee at trouble, what that allows the sheep to do, it allows the sheep to feel safe. The sheep feel safe, and therefore they are able to eat and rest as the Lord would have them. You might think about after the resurrection, and as Jesus is speaking to Simon Peter, Simon son of Jonah, right? And you have the feed my sheep, tend my sheep. I believe it also talks about the lambs as well. We'll look at that at the appropriate time. But this picture of safety, and it's the safety that the Lord provides. It's not safety like the world provides. It's safety like the Lord provides. The third point I would like to make is that what the Lord says. My sheep, they follow me. Yea, though I go through the valley of death. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And I was thinking about, why would you walk through the valley of the shadow of death? Certainly we could talk about death and how it's appointed for man who wants to die. But to look at the figure of the shepherd and the sheep, And what shepherds have to do is they have to rotate pastures. The sheep will feed in one place, they'll work the grass down, and then the shepherd will lead them to another pasture. That's what they'll do. They will rotate pastures. So what does that mean the sheep have to do? The sheep have to follow the shepherd. My sheep hear my voice, and they follow me. We follow the shepherd. We follow the chief shepherd. The chief shepherd employs other shepherds, but he is the chief shepherd. We hear his voice and we follow him. When Jesus is first coming on the scene, he is coming as a shepherd. Back to our passage. Out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd the people of Israel. So, might think about all of these figures. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our Daily Praise.